He was the golden genius who conquered the galaxy by the age of 25. Reinhard von Lohengramm, a military mind unlike any other. But his greatest enemy wasn't the Free Planets Alliance, or the corrupt nobility he overthrew. It was a single, unhealed wound from his childhood, and it was this one thing that ultimately destroyed him. Reinhard's entire existence was driven by one goal: to rescue his sister, Anna Rose, from the clutches of the corrupt Golden Baum Emperor. This single, traumatic event, her being taken from him, became the engine of his ambition. He didn't just want to be successful, he wanted to tear down a corrupt system and rebuild it, all to prove he was strong enough to protect what he loved. But here's the brutal twist. Once he had achieved that goal, what did he have left? His entire identity was built on a foundation of vengeance and a promise to the past. He could conquer a million stars, but he could never heal that original wound. Only to find that even after you win, the pain is still there. The psychological cost of Reinhard's trauma is clear throughout the series. It gave him an almost superhuman drive, but it also made him rigid and unforgiving. He could not, or would not, form deep emotional connections with anyone except his sister and his childhood friend Kirk. Everyone else was a tool to an end, a soldier in his one-man crusade. This emotional isolation is the price he paid. His ambition became a lonely path. He was surrounded by loyal and brilliant people, but he couldn't truly open up to them because their loyalty was unto his past, wounded was to his future vision. This is a powerful lesson. An unhealed past can give you a lot of short-term power, but it will ultimately prevent you from building the meaningful relationships and emotional security needed for long-term fulfillment. The greatest tragedy of Reinhard's life is a cruel paradox. His vengeance for his sister led to his rise, but it also indirectly led to the death of his best friend, Kirk. Kirk was the only person who understood him, who could challenge him, and who represented a link to the life before his trauma. With Kirk gone, the last vestige of his old authentic self was lost. Reinhard had everything he ever wanted: the galaxy, the power, the freedom for his sister. But without the one person who anchored him to a life outside of his trauma, he was left utterly alone. The very mission that gave his life meaning created the conditions for his deepest loss. In the end, Reinhard achieves his goal. He sits on the throne of a unified galaxy. But the final shots of him are not of triumph. They are of a man who is exhausted and empty. He's a king without a kingdom in his heart. He has a new wife and a son, a chance at a new future. But his last act is to confess that he feels like he's running on fumes, a comet that has burned itself out. His legacy is not the golden age he created, but the poignant truth that a life built solely on overcoming past pain will always lead to an empty throne. True victory isn't about winning the fight, it's about finding peace after the war. So I want you to ask yourself, what is the unhealed wound driving your ambition? Is your quest for success about building a future, or is it a never-ending battle against the past? The lesson from Reinhard is clear. You can have all the power in the world, but if you don't do the hard work of healing your past, your greatest victory will feel like your greatest defeat.